If someone else were to live your life now, how might they do it differently? This was the question that changed the course of my life. It was late in the afternoon. I was still in my dressing gown. My hair was unwashed. I was moping because my life as a competitive oarswoman was over. I had dreams of going to the Olympic Games, but following a back injury, my dreams had gone to dust. What was I going to do now? Who was I going to be? I sat back into the beanbag, pulled up the duvet and flicked on the telly. We've all had days like that, duvet days. And so the television blasted into life. It was Quantum Leap, the cult television series about quantum physicist Dr. Samuel Beckett, who leaps into the lives of other people each week, and he changes the course of their life. He helps them to see things in a new way, helps them get back on track. He helps them to mend broken relationships, or to stand up to a bullying boss, or to speak out against poor work practices. And that's when it struck me. What would someone do differently if they were to live my life right now? Because Quantum Leap was as much about a quantum leap through time and space as it was a quantum leap in the way you think and behave. And I thought maybe I could be somebody extraordinary still. Maybe I could still live an extraordinary life, go to extraordinary places and do extraordinary things. I'm standing a year later on a beautiful teak deck of a yacht, looking out at the beautiful azure seas of the Pacific Islands. I'm the member of a yacht crew. I climb down into the dinghy. We're going to go ashore and have sundowners at the beach bar. And Mark, who's another fellow crew member, pulls the cord to get the outboard started. We lap our way across the blue waters. Mark only has one leg. He lost the other one in a motorbike accident some years earlier. But that doesn't stop him swimming very fast. It doesn't stop him scuba diving. It doesn't stop him sailing. And nor does it stop him after a few drinks, removing his prosthetic limb, laughing and hopping about the beach, declaring himself absolutely legless. What's it like having only one leg? I ask him. Best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever happened. Well, it was hell at first, but during my rehab, I met a woman, a physio, who became the love of my life. She became my wife. We moved to the Cayman Islands. I became a scuba diving instructor there, and now I've sailed halfway around the world. Without this, I'd still be a hairy-ass bike cop in London. Now I'm here in paradise. Mark found that something extraordinary in him. Mark took a quantum leap from being a disabled patient to a life-loving adventurer. It's not about what happens, it's about how you respond. Years later, I'm on another yacht, this time a racing yacht, and as we go along, I look up at the Golden Gate Bridge high above me, and I think of David, who stood on those steel girders, looking down at the frothing, foaming cold waters below around the pier, getting ready to jump. And as he was about to do so, something caught his eye. A flash of a limb. No, a swimmer. Two swimmers. They're swimming across the bay. Are they crazy? You can get eaten by sharks down there. And he realized in that moment that he was more afraid of the thought of swimming across the bay than he was about taking his own life. And he resolved in that moment that he was going to learn to swim and he was going to swim across the bay. He did that, and then he went on to become the first man to swim from Africa to Europe across the Straits of Gibraltar. And he wrote a best-selling book called Hug the Monster. David found that something extraordinary in himself. He took a quantum leap from being a suicidal depressive to being a monster-hugging pioneer of extreme sports. It's not about what happens, it's about how you respond. You're in the kitchen. The radio's on. And they're talking about the bombs, the attacks in Paris on the Bataclan nightclub. And Antoine Léris is speaking. You stop stirring your tea and listen. On Friday night, you stole the life of an exceptional human being, the love of my life, the mother of my son. But you will not have the gift of my hate. I will not let you hate me. You want me to be afraid. You want me to view my fellow countrymen with mistrust. But I will not sacrifice my freedom. I will not sacrifice my freedom for my security. You have lost. Antoine Léris found that something extraordinary in him. He took a quantum leap from victim to liberated peacemaker. Very quickly. You're sitting in a chair listening to a woman speaking to you. And as you sit there, that's when it strikes you. What if someone were to live my life now? How might they do it differently? What is that something extraordinary in you? What might be your quantum leap? Thanks very much.